Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening to all of you. How everyone doing today? Okay, middle of the week. So I believe you have already achieved 50% of your progress, what actually you planned for this week, right? So some of you now already trying to close the work. And before you start commuting, some of you might already started commuting. So I just wanted to quickly plug yourself, put up your headsets, and just listen me for next 10 to 15 minutes, because today's topic again, which I'm going to talk about, is about your visibility in the organization. How this visibility gap hurts us to go, and it's not allowed to grow into the leadership roles in the organization. Okay, so before I go into the topic, those who are very very new to me and listening me first time, I just want to quickly introduce myself. Hello, I'm Tushar Chaudhary. I'm your leadership coach for I help mid-career, mid-senior project managers, especially those people who are actually having more than 10, 15, 20 plus years of experience, and who are really good into their domain. They having expertise in one area, and somewhere you actually working really hard. You delivering the performance, you ensure that everything is go on track. And years and years you're doing this one, and you believe that your performance will help you to go to the next level. Your years of experience, your technical strength will help you go to the next level. But you know what, this is the trap most of the mid-career project managers stuck into. Okay, most of you believe that you're doing great work, but actually in the organization at the top ladder, the senior management, senior leadership team thinks that that's a routine work you're doing. That's what you get paid for. That's what they think. So there is a gap. There is a perception gap between what you're doing, what you think about yourself, and what others are thinking about yourself. So that is a perception gap, and where your visibility is not actually seen like a leader. So how to fill this gap, and who is responsible for filling this gap? You are responsible filling for this gap, because it's your career. You want to be leading into the leadership roles, right? And this is where I come across, and I help you to build your ecosystem of influence, where you operate on daily basis, 24 by 7, with your core leadership values, your core leadership strength, where you demonstrate all these in the day-to-day life, and that help you to build influence, authority, with the people who you're working with, and that's how you attract leadership opportunities. Okay, so that's about me. Now let's go into the today's topic. So another powerful topic today to share with you. Let me start with something uncomfortable. you know Many talented professionals, they are invisible in the workplace, not because they are not capable, but because their value is hidden behind the silent hard work. And this is one of the biggest reason mid-career professionals stay stuck. They generally say their language. If you check their language, oh, I work so hard, I deliver consistently, but nothing happening. I take ownership of everything, but still there is no promotion for them, no recommendation about for them, no leadership opportunities for them. And why this is happening? Because in corporate life, in corporate world, being valuable is not enough. Your value must also be visible. And that's why I want to talk today about the visibility gap most project managers ignoring at the workplace. And trust me, this topic can change your entire career trajectory. Now, there's a dangerous lie most of the mid-career project managers believe. Now, just work hard, people will notice. That sounds really good, right? But it is an incomplete suggestion, incomplete advice. I read this book, Brag, The Art of Tooting Your Own Horn Without Blowing It. I got a powerful idea from this book, and the author of this book is Peggy Klaus. Now, Peggy Klaus explained in this book that many professionals, they struggle because they believe visibility means arrogance. Yeah, in real life also, if in the organization, uh, when you did a great work, and if someone asks you to talk about what you did there, we do not really open up, we do not really share what we did. But when we get the opportunity to speak about something, about the good work you have done, we do not talk about ourselves, we talk about others, what your team has done, what your boss has done. We thanks everyone. And because somewhere internally, our subconscious mind feels that talking too much, talking about ourselves is like you bragging about yourself. It's like an arrogance. Okay, and that's why we don't really take the opportunity proper and use it properly. This is the really opportunity for you to show your visibility, but we stay silent. Okay, so visibility is self, not visibility is not self promotion. Actually, many people feel that it's a promotion, we're promoting ourselves, but it's not actually. Visibility is making your contribution understandable, isn't it? See, if you have done some great work there, there's a critical delivery you have done, and there's something good work you have done, which people don't know about that. People only come to know that okay, you have done a great work, you delivered something, but what exactly you did there, that's the wisdom people are looking for. When you get opportunity to speak about that, you don't talk about it, and you talk about other all other things which people, there is no wisdom you sharing there. So people want to really learn from you. You are the voice for them to, you know the kind of work you have done. You might have innovated something, which you might have implemented a new practice, new technique. Maybe you have built up a new SOP. You might be developed some code basically. So that's the people really looking for. That's the wisdom people are looking for. There's a huge difference. So visibility is not self promotion. It's visibility is making your contribution understandable. Yeah, that's the huge difference. Now let me share with you a real workplace story from my project examples. I had a very sincere project manager in my team, excellent performer, always completing the work on time, technically very sound, highly dependable. But when there is a leadership meetings, leadership discussions happens, nobody mentioned his name. At the same time, I have another team member. He was very active in sharing updates clearly. He was facilitating the discussions when there is a conflict happening. He was highlighting the project risk early. He was actually contributing ideas in the meetings. He was participating in those brainstorming sessions. Okay, he was communicating the business impact. Now, here is the shocking part. The first person who worked harder, the second person became more visible. And guess who got leadership opportunity? That was the second person. That was a turning point for me also. I realized that corporate growth is not only you performing, and the growth is not only performance driven. Okay, it's a perception driven. Okay, do you agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. See, there is a let me share with you a leadership psychology behind this visibility. I read one more book called The Charisma Myth. Now, this book actually gave me one more powerful idea. The book explained that people remember your presence more than your efforts. Yeah, meaning people may forget how many hours you have worked, how many late nights you spent, but they remember how clearly you communicated, how confidently you handled the pressure, how strongly you influenced the discussions. Now that's actually people really looking and they remember. So visibility is like a emotional memory inside the minds of your stakeholders. Is that a bulb on moment? Yeah, visibility is an emotional memory that people preserve in their minds. Okay, now let's do this reality check, because today's era is AI era, artificial intelligence era. So let's have the reality check. We are actually entering into the AI era. AI will increasingly handle your reporting work, your scheduling work, your dashboards preparation, your documentation. So tell me what becomes visible now, because AI is taking care of all that stuff now. So these are the main areas where you were actually supposed to do the visibility, right? But now what becomes valuable now? What valuable is still is human visibility skills. What does that mean? Communication, influence, stakeholder trust, strategic thinking, leadership presence. Because AI, guys, AI can generate reports, but AI cannot find the trust. AI cannot build the executive trust like a leader can. This is why visibility is becoming even more important now, right? Now, why most of the PMs they fall into this visibility trap? They do one mistake. Many project managers think visibility means you talking loudly, you showing off the things, you taking credit for everything in the organization. That's absolutely wrong. The real visibility means you sharing, you communicating the impact, you guiding the discussions, you driving the decisions, you helping stakeholders see value clearly. That's the leadership identity, visibility. And how now the question is, how can we build that leadership visibility? And for that, I would like to share with you three practical shifts that I want you to start implementing right now in your in your day-to-day job. So shift number one: most of the people who believe visibility is like a self promotion, or they believe that visibility is arrogance, they are silent contributors. This is what their trait is, that is what their characteristic. They are silent contributors. I want you to move from that silent contribution to visible contribution. Don't assume that people know your work or your boss will notice your work. Okay, don't assume that one. You can say it very clearly whenever you got an opportunity to talk about yourself. Say very clearly, this is what I have achieved, this is the impact we created on the project. Visibility starts with communication. Okay, that's a shift number one. Shift number two: many project managers I have seen, they find it very comfortable in updating the work they have completed or the task completed. It's like a reporters, a news reporter. They only update the things. And this is called task update mindset. I want you to move from there and task update mindset to business impact mindset. So instead of saying we completed the task on time, budget, or whatever it is, I would like you to say that we completed the task and which has reduced the delays by 15%, which has improved the stakeholder engagement by XY%. That changes your perception instantly. Okay, that's the shift number two. Now shift number three: yeah, most of the project managers, they don't speak. Obviously they have this arrogant, they think that they're bragging too much about themselves, so it's like a self promotion or it's like arrogance. So somewhere internally they have fear of people, whether people will judge them. So I want you to take out that fear of judgment and move towards building your presence, leadership presence. So many, as I mentioned to you earlier, also people remember your presence than your efforts. Okay, so many professionals stay invisible because they fear that what people will think about my boss, will think about my team, what my team will think about me. But this is what your identity. You have to shift your identity now. Do you want to be a person who's hiding behind the shadows, or you want to be someone who is taking courage, showing the courage to the people? People, when you speak in the meetings or in the organization, whenever you got an opportunity to speak, people don't have that much of even time to judge you. Let me be very honest with you. You tell me, when you listen someone, do you try to judge them, or you try to judge their ideas, judge the recommendation they're providing, the solution they're giving? You judge ideas, right? We do not have even time to judge people. Similarly, people also don't judge you. They always see what courage you have to speak about. Because many times, these people, the other people, they don't have that much of courage. Okay, so they have their internal challenge happening when they are listening to you. They were actually challenging themselves, they were struggling with themselves. So don't worry about that. People don't worry about whether people will judge you or not. No one, because they do not have that much of time. Your courage is actually inspiration for others. Okay, because that courage they don't have, that's why they don't speak. So this is how your identity shifts when you come out of that fear of judgment to leadership presence. The moment you start seeing yourself as a leader who creates value, your communication changes automatically. Okay, this is what I want to share with you today. So let me close this topic. We are close to the live talk now. I would like to share with you something more important again. There are many hardworking professionals today. They are invisible inside their own organizations, and might be some of you are there, not because you lacking capability, but because your value is not visible. And this is dangerous, because you keep working there for years and years in that assumption that someone will notice, but it's not going to happen. See, because see, opportunities don't go to hardest worker, they go to the person the leadership trusts, the senior leadership trusts, the senior leadership remembers, senior leadership say as ready one. So to ask, so I want to ask yourself honestly one question, that am I only working hard or am I making my value visible? That question can transform your career. Okay? Type in the comment section. Are you really working hard or are you making value visible? Type yes, type in the comment section. Now, if this message which I shared with you, whatever I shared with you for last 10-15 minutes, if that really connects with you, I want you to comment visible in the comment section. And in case you are one of those mid-career project manager who is struggling right now to shift from that silent contribution to visible contribution, visible impact contribution, I want you to book one-to-one with me. There is a link in the comment section, or you can go to my LinkedIn for book an appointment. Okay, and let's sit together. I would like to hear what are your challenges, and I would like to give you a strategy to build that influence ecosystem. Okay, so book one-to-one with me, and do you want to develop a rapport with me? The good thing is today at 8 p.m. Today at 8 p.m. and I'm conducting a webinar. The webinar is Project Leadership Mastery. Again, in this webinar, I'm going to share with you the strategies for building your influence, closing the gap of perception between what you think and what others think about you. Okay, and that perception gap, uh, filling that gap is your responsibility. And there is a mechanism, and I want to share with you that mechanism to do that. So join the webinar today at 8 p.m. There's a link in the comment section. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to sign off today. This is your coach Tushar Chaudhary from Bangalore. So tomorrow when I come back again, I will come back with some one more leadership insight for you to go into your leadership roles. Okay. Until then, you implement what we discussed today. Book one-to-one with me to discuss, how you can shift your identity from silent contribution to visible impact identity like a leader. Or attend my webinar today, Project Leadership Mastery at 8 p.m. today. Okay. And yeah, I would like to hear from you. Give me your feedback, share me your challenges, DM me directly, and I would like to talk to you. Okay. Until then, take care of yourself. God bless you.